Blacktopia, Episode 2, Dissent.
All of the Americans in Africa sound like colonizers to me.
Selena stands on the sands of the Moonroot Village River and mocks how Destin takes photos of the pyramids. Trip and Piff laugh.
At least I chose to co-parent with someone who has a real accent.
At least my accent is more real than this recurring nightmare.
What are you talking about?
Destin turns from the riverbed in just enough time to see a mushroom cloud erupt on the horizon. As the pyramids are absorbed in a glowing cloud of smoke, Destin is swung around to his feet by Dante.
They're already here! Run faster! They're here for us! Dad, run!
Evading debris as they run, Destin doesn't lose sight of Dante ahead.
Who are they? Son, who's here?
A tsunami of blades flood over Dante and Destin. Their skin is emulated as they melt to skull and bone. Dante shouts,
"The Porcelain Hand!"
Everything burns away, leaving only the white of Dante's terrified eyes. In reality, the full moon looms over the countryside. As Destin's eyes open, stars come into focus. Destin reaches out for Dante. An unnatural disaster in the middle of the night collapses the Pinnacle Tower high-rise in Nairobi, Kenya. Within the blink of an eye, Destin wipes away his bed sheets of cold, wet, mud-packed leaves and sprints toward the tree line. More buildings collapse behind him.
The only thing more terrifying than waking up to heat-seeking warhawks barely misdirected by scarcely remaining wildlife is the screeching, metallic hissing you hear right before it explodes. Education, healthcare, housing all collapsed across the planet. Only the military complex remained. The research that could have solved these problems was redirected into the invention of killer drones. Warhawks, heat-seeking bombs the size of hummingbirds that carry enough C4 to demolish an entire football stadium for maximum bloodshed. They travel in hordes of 600 miles per hour. Even more lethal, robotic bloodhounds called blue dogs replaces police forces across the planet in the insurrection of '66. Instead of food and medicine, blue dogs transport guns and gold across the wasteland, sprinting faster than the speeding bullet.
Destin flattens to the mud just before a firing squad of exosuit rain bullets over his head that cut through the trees in front of him.
1,000, 2, 3!
In one motion, Destin jumps to his feet.
It cost part of my left ear. But now I know these robot dogs only carry 3 seconds worth of ammo before needing to reload. Ah!
Destin falls face first on the ground as he bleeds from his leg.
10 seconds to clear another 100 feet. I don't know if I can make it. If I run under 10 miles per hour at any point, I'll be caught in those blue dogs' white phosphorus gas.
Destin blinks and sees Dante.
Not yet. I'm still alive. Not yet. I'm still alive.
Destin hobbles over another mountain of dead trees, ducking for cover on the rocky shoreline. Destin takes his bloody fingers and streaks them across his face. Slinging his body upright, he limps into one final, Faustian dash to the finish line. Cape Manuel, the westmost point in Africa.
It has to be here. I know it is.
Chased by robotic dogs and eagle drones, Destin runs to the edge of the cliff at Cape Manuel. Beyond the ocean stretches for what seems like infinity. Behind, an army of drones stretch as far as the eye can see. Their heat sensors land on him like a spotlight. Destin sees the water being lifted into funnel-shaped clouds above. Then he looks down at the chopping waves below.
Can't see it. I feel it.
Destin takes a leap of faith. He jumps off the cliff into the whirlpool, forming a vortex below. Spinning in circles as he falls, he immediately regrets his decision. Strong winds from the Category 5 hurricane nearby send him flying.
Oh, no!
He falls headfirst toward the water, grasping the sky. Destin fights gravity for several seconds before he closes his eyes.
At least I can stop running.
Surrendering. Many moments pass, maybe minutes. Destin can't help but open his eyes. Witnessing a miracle, he sees the sinkhole leading straight toward glowing moon root at the bottom.
No!
Destin suddenly stops screaming as he's struck dumbfounded by this unnatural phenomenon. He sees the glowing fish, dolphins, and waves swimming in the ocean below him. As he gets closer to the ocean floor, sunlight is replaced by glowing moonlight. Destin starts to think he can see human silhouettes circling him. Before he can make sense of it, a shadow leaps out of the water, grabs him like a fireman, and pulls him in. The concussive force of the water is so great, he's knocked completely unconscious. End of episode 2.